have experienced family programs from cradle to grave. As a parent, your children grow up and you're the room mom and the team mom, but when they become an adult and they do something that is life-changing, as in joining the military, you think that your involvement with your children's extracurricular life has ended. I knew absolutely nothing about the military, never had a family member serve, didn't know anything about the reserves or the Army in general or any of the programs that were offered. And the family programs representative that was there at that family day helping this unit to get their family readiness group built said, "That's okay, you don't have to know anything, we'll teach you." Reserve families don't tend to think of themselves as military families except for that 1 weekend a month or the 2 weeks of AT or when they get put on active duty orders to deploy. And so if you encounter a problem in your everyday life, your first thought is not to look for a military resource to help you. The active duty component, that's a little bit more second nature to them because they get up every morning and put on the uniform and walk out the door, and they live close to the post, and so if they have a problem, their family can go on post and go to this agency or that agency and get resolution. But in the communities, they don't have that same luxury as a reserve family. My son entered the reserve at the age of 17. We had to sign for him to go in early. He completed one tour as a cross-level soldier, and being a cross-level family member was a different experience also, because that, when you talk about geographically dispersed, then as a cross-level, you are even more geographically dispersed, and you're not even communicating with families that you've ever met before. And so you learn how to network, and you sometimes you have to be the one to reach out. You don't wait for things to come to you. You have to go seek them out. And that was the first thing that I learned as a cross-level family member. So then my son came back and his home unit was on orders and getting ready to deploy. And he chose to deploy again with his home unit because these were all the folks that he liked. And less than 60 days into his second deployment, he was in the lead vehicle in a convoy, and the vehicle was struck with an EFP. And out of the 5 soldiers in the vehicle, my son lost his life. I happened to be at a family programs conference, chain of command training in Dallas, Texas when this happened. And so I got, you kind of feel insulated and that you're safe because that knock on the door is going to come at home. The knock on the door came at my hotel room door. All of the family programs folks who had raised me up, and I had all of the resources I needed right there with me at that most critical time. Had all the answers, any questions that I could think of. And that has been such a blessing to me. Not a day goes by that I do not hear from someone within my Army family just to say, "Hey, and how are you doing?"
Army Reserve Family Programs, connecting soldiers, families, and communities.